In New York City, where dreams and ambitions collided amidst the glittering lights, Richard Kensington, a 72-year-old titan of industry and philanthropy, found himself unexpectedly captivated by Emma Hartley, an 18-year-old ingenue with a hunger for fame and fortune. Their paths crossed at a star-studded charity gala held at a lavish penthouse overlooking Central Park, where Emma's radiant smile and youthful exuberance drew Richard into a whirlwind of attraction he had not felt since Eleanor's passing. Emma, a striking beauty with aspirations of stardom, was instantly captivated by Richard's commanding presence and the aura of success that surrounded him like an invisible cloak. For her, Richard represented a gateway to a world she had only seen in magazines, a life of luxury, glamour, and limitless opportunity. Richard, in turn, found solace in Emma's vivacity and charm, a stark contrast to the emptiness that had haunted him in the years since Eleanor's death. Their courtship unfolded with an intensity fueled by opulent gifts, a diamond necklace that sparkled like stars in the night sky, couture dresses that draped her slender frame like silk, and private jet rides to exotic destinations where they danced under the moonlight. Behind the closed doors of their opulent penthouse, however, the allure of New York's nightlife and the magnetic pull of youthful indiscretion began to gnaw at Emma's resolve. She found herself increasingly drawn to Lucas Montgomery, a dashing and ambitious young entrepreneur with a penchant for risk and a charisma that rivaled Richard's. Their first encounter at a glamorous rooftop party, with the city skyline aglow beneath them, sparked an undeniable chemistry that Emma had never experienced with Richard. Lucas represented everything Emma craved: a sense of spontaneity, adventure, and a thrill that Richard's advanced age could not match. Their flirtation escalated into stolen glances across crowded rooms, lingering touches that sent shivers down Emma's spine, and whispered conversations laced with promises of excitement and secrecy. One fateful night, intoxicated by the heady mix of champagne and forbidden desire, Emma succumbed to Lucas's seduction. Their kiss was electric, a collision of passion and guilt that left Emma reeling with conflicting emotions. She justified her actions as a quest for independence and self-discovery, but deep down, the truth of her betrayal gnawed at her conscience like a relentless predator. Meanwhile, Richard, blinded by love and the illusion of a perfect union, remained blissfully unaware of Emma's infidelity. He continued to lavish her with affection and material comforts, believing their connection was unbreakable. Little did he know, Emma's heart had already strayed, entangled in a web of deceit and desire that threatened to unravel the delicate tapestry of their relationship. As the weeks passed, Emma struggled to reconcile her feelings, a cocktail of guilt, desire, and the intoxicating allure of Lucas's magnetic pull. She found herself torn between the stability and security Richard provided and the reckless abandon of Lucas's embrace. Each stolen moment with Lucas fueled a fire within her, a fire that threatened to consume everything she had built with Richard. The city lights of New York City gleamed like distant stars as Richard Kensington paced the expansive living room of their penthouse, a turmoil of emotions churning within him. He had suspected something amiss for weeks. Emma's late nights, her distant smiles, the way she hastily silenced her phone when he approached. Yet, denial had shielded him from the bitter truth until the evidence had become too glaring to ignore. Emma entered cautiously, her footsteps hesitant on the polished marble floor, her heart pounding with fear and guilt. She had hoped to delay this confrontation, to find a way to erase the betrayals etched into her soul, but Richard's stoic silence demanded a reckoning. Richard turned to face her, his eyes once warm with affection now cold and unyielding. "I know everything, Emma," he said, his voice cutting through the tense silence like a blade. He held up the photographs. Emma and Lucas locked in an intimate embrace, their laughter captured in frozen moments of betrayal. Emma's breath caught in her throat, her defenses crumbling under the weight of Richard's accusation. "Richard, please," she pleaded, her voice trembling with tears. "I never meant to hurt you." Richard's expression hardened, the pain of betrayal etched into the lines of his weathered face. "You chose him over me," he said, each word dripping with bitter resignation. "After everything I've given you, everything we've shared." Emma's voice cracked as she struggled to explain, to salvage the love she had believed in. "It was a mistake, Richard. A moment of weakness," she pleaded, her heart laid bare before him. Richard's silence was deafening, a stark contrast to the storm raging within him. He had built his empire on trust and integrity, only to have his faith shattered by the woman he had loved with every fiber of his being. Anguish mingled with a simmering rage as he faced the devastating reality of Emma's betrayal. "I won't let you destroy me," Richard declared, his voice steelier than she had ever heard. He retreated into the study, leaving Emma standing alone in the cavernous emptiness of their penthouse, a prison of opulence and deceit. In the days that followed, Richard orchestrated a calculated retaliation, a meticulously planned expose that would strip Emma of everything she had gained at his expense. He contacted his lawyers, initiated divorce proceedings, and prepared to expose Emma and Lucas to the public eye. The media frenzy was merciless, a scandal that gripped the city and painted Emma as the villain in a tale of lust, betrayal, and privilege. Tabloids splashed headlines across their front pages, dissecting every detail of Emma and Lucas's affair with ruthless scrutiny. Richard, once revered in business and philanthropy, became a sympathetic figure betrayed by youth and naivety. Emma's world unraveled before her eyes. The backlash was swift and unforgiving: public shaming, social ostracization, and the loss of opportunities she had once taken for granted. Her dreams of fame and fortune turned to ashes as she faced the consequences of her choices. Lucas, too, bore the brunt of Richard's retribution, his reputation as a rising star in the business world tarnished by association with the scandal. He attempted to salvage what remained of his credibility, but the damage had been done. Meanwhile, Richard retreated from the public eye, haunted by the echoes of his shattered dreams and the bitter taste of betrayal. He struggled to reconcile the man he once was with the loneliness that now consumed him. Despite the devastation, Richard found solace in the support of loyal friends and colleagues who stood by him during his darkest hour. As the dust settled, Richard focused his attention on healing and rebuilding his life. He immersed himself in philanthropic endeavors, channeling his wealth and influence towards causes that Eleanor had once championed. The scars of betrayal remained, etched into his heart as a reminder of the frailty of trust and the consequences of pursuing love at any cost. Emma, left with nothing but regret and remorse, retreated from the spotlight. She sought solace in anonymity, grappling with the consequences of her actions and the harsh reality of a future forever altered by her choices. Thank you so much for watching this story. I put a link down below about something very interesting you'll like. Go check that out. Subscribe for more daily content. See you on the next one.